Lucy Fiore up to win his program. Pete Fernie. Hopefully going to the metropolitan area as well very soon, and big run as well from Feuding.
Yeah, great run here at the Goldfields. It's amazing his record here now. Seven starts for 3 wins and 4 seconds. All 3 career wins of Feudings have been here at the Goldfields. So I think Peter Fernie, off that run, he's going to win a lot of races with Feuding over the next year or two. But Ryewood, that was over a mile. She was only 3rd up. She's won up to 2,200 metres. So I think she's got stakes Saturday level ability, I should say, when she goes to Luke Fernie's yard to be able to go on with it up in distance. But one more race to come, and it's very open. This is probably the most open race of the day, and I think it's each way the field.
Absolutely, and there's been a bit of a push as well from Pete and Lucy in hopeful confidence in jet planes. Obviously there's been a bit of a tinkering with gear there, but I Never Dreamed has now gone out to a little bit of a bigger price. It was opened as favourite and now out to about the $460 quote, I think, from last time I checked.
I Never Dreamed is my on-top selection here, but is now out to each way. $5 and $2 a place, which is the price I'd want, because I think this is a really open race. The blinkers go on this horse for the first time. 3rd start here in WA. I think the first 2 starts have been good. I think each way is the right price, so happy to play.
Sat next to Keshro Duran on the plane ride here too, and he was very confident. And
with this horse?
We're hoping for a winner, not with me, but that's very good. So runners are entering the yard here ahead of the last at Kalgoorlie Boulder on this fine Sunday. The RMW Property Group Handicap over the 1,400 metres. The one is Bang for Buck. Peter Fernie and Alex Hurd.
5th start this campaign. 2 starts ago at this distance at this track when breaking maiden status over a Weem away. Last time was tested at a mile, looked a query, raced a bit keen in the run, and it ended up getting found out because he faded to be beaten 4.5 lengths on that occasion. But back in distance here, certainly a big tick. Drawn a gate, should go better.
The 2 is I Never Dreamed. The blinkers go on. Gary Bowen and Keshro Duran.
3rd up this preparation, just over 3 weeks between runs. Expecting a peak performance from this mare because first up, I thought she finished off quite well to run 3rd to Dreambrook with 60 kilos. Then 2nd up, she got going late. She looked as though she was doing her best work through the line. She ran the fastest last furlong. She's still a lightly raced 4-year-old, really. She's only had the 10 career starts. She was just over a length off Military Action, but meets that galloper 2 kilos better here, as well as having the blinkers going on for the first time. So I think she's the horse to beat, and we're getting an each way price now with the drift.
She opened our favourite at $3.80 and is now at $5. The 3 is Keep a Knocking, Helen Harding and Zephen Johnston-Porter.
Hasn't been far away lately, this horse. We'll go around a price, but only beaten 2 3/4 first up, next 2nd up, and 4 lengths 3rd up after getting tightened and blocked in the straight. I think he's going better than reads on paper, but he has been a really hard horse to catch throughout the journey.
And we have a new favourite in the 4, Military Action, Justin Robbins, Ava Caterino.
Can understand the support has been really good at all 3 starts this preparation, and I thought was the danger to my on-topper and I Never Dreamed. 2 starts ago, finished off brilliantly to win this track distance. Last start was held up in the straight, but hit the line really, really strongly to run 3rd, running the fastest last furlong of the race. Beaten 2 lengths on that occasion, but he meets 3 rivals here that he faced in that race. On Just Terms, Bang for Buck, and also Let the Dust Fly. He beat them all last start, so I think he's well placed and he should be hard to beat.
The 5, Style Diva, is a scratching, so we move on to the 6, Jet Planes, Peter Fernie, Lucy Fiore.
Sounds as like Peter Fernie is expecting improvement from this horse here today, but he'd probably need to improve to measure up because his first 2 runs back this preparation were only fair. Last time he had excuses, he was caught wide after drawing barrier 9. He does get a much more suitable setup here. He is having his 4th run of his campaign. He draws a nice gate. Barrier 4 out of 11. I think he can lob 1 out, 1 back here with doing this speed map, potentially 1 out, 2 back, but I think he can be in the first 4 or 5. And importantly, Lucy Fiore takes over riding duties here, so he ticks a few boxes, hoping that he can run a peak performance.
Another stablemate is the 7, On Just Terms, a filly I've followed quite closely in recent runs. Peter Fernie, Braden Garth.
Broke maiden status 2 starts ago on that soft 6 track, beating a Weem away by a length and a half. Then last start, similarly to Bang for Buck, was tested up to a mile, was 1,300 up to 1,600 that day. Got a bit too keen in the run, was solid to the line after racing wide the last half, but was still beaten 3 lengths. I think the step back in trip here to 1,400 metres is a big, big tip. tick. There's also no other real noted speed in the race. I think Braden Garth from barrier 5 can bounce straight to the top, and from there I think he can look to control proceedings, and she should be in front for a fair way.
The 8 is Bonnie Rock, Peter Fernie. Chanel Cooper now rides.
Good money for this horse, and I think while she's a long-time Class 1, she's won once from 23 starts, and that win was more than 500 days ago. I think she'll make a handy enough Kalgoorlie horse. She's raced really well in the metro area in that Class 1, Class 3 company, and she gets 5.5 kilos on Military Power from last start after the claim today. She's finishing the money at 8 of her 23 starts, and she backed up off 7 days last start. She jumped favourite, beaten 3.5. She's freshened up here 3 weeks between runs. I think she'll go well.
El Sueno is the 9, Brett Jury's first galloper in this field that he saddles up with Lisa Staples.
0 from 10 at the track. This horse has only won once from 23 starts. It was more than 2 years ago. The draw hurts as well. I thought it looked tough.
The 10, Let the Dust Fly, Paul Tapper and Natika Riordan.
53 kilos after the claim here, so drops a stack in weight. The 2 wins have been at 16 to 1700 metres though, and this mare drops back in trip to 1400. I thought that was a query.
And the second Brett Jury galloper is the 11, Moira, Kira Yule rides.
No luck first up, was first up that day, and was held up majority of the straight. Second up now today, and has won second up previously. Also has a senior rider going aboard. I thought could be an improver, especially considering she's finished in the money at 3 of her 6 starts this track distance.
And the 12 is Lotto, Paul Tapper, Chris Nicol.
Tongue control bit goes off and Chris Nicol goes on, but just haven't seen enough the past 2 starts from this horse.
As mentioned, Military Action is now our favourite at $4.40, opening at $5.50. I Never Dreamed now out at that $5 quote from opening at $3.80. On Just Terms also at $5, opening at $4.20. Jet Planes is on the next line of betting at $6.50. Bonnie Rock $7. Bang for Buck $7.50, and double figures the rest. Michael, how are we seeing things play out in the last here at Kalgoorlie?
Trickiest race for mine, Tessa. I think it's a good move making this the last. Not much juice in the quaddie from the first 3 legs, and I don't see a huge amount of value here given my first 4 are all in single figures, but I think that I'd Never Dreamed is the horse to beat. Blinkers first time. Third up this preparation, usually improves into campaigns, and I thought the first up run was really good with 60 kilos. Last start, really got going late, ran the second fastest last furlong. Only a lightly raced 4-year-old, gets a good weight swing, 2 kilos in Military Action for being beaten only a length and a quarter. Hopefully she can position up midfield cover and can be winning third up from a spell. 2, I Never Dreamed from 4, Military Action. Hasn't done much wrong really. Put the riding on the wall first up this prep, then second up was a really strong winner this track distance. Last start was held up after jumping awkwardly and finished off brilliantly to run the fastest last furlong. Back to 1400 metres isn't a huge concern either given his record this track distance. 7 On Just Terms I think can lead really cheaply here. I don't really see much other natural speed in the race. Led throughout to win 2 starts ago. Last start was pretty solid considering that she was stepping up to an unsuitable mile, but back in trips a tick. And 8, Bonnie Rock, very hard to catch this mare, but she's raced really well in stronger company the last couple of campaigns, and I thought she could be an improver here. Second run for Peter Fernie. 2, 4, 7 and 8. Each way, I Never Dreamed.
2, 4, 7 and 8 here for Michael in the last of the day at Kalgoorlie Boulder Race Club. It has been a fantastic day of racing on this exceptional Sunday here. Very open race in the last, as we can see from the market as well. Military Action is the favourite, $5.50 into $4 now and continuing to shorten. But I Never Dreamed is on the second line of betting at $5.50. Apologies. On Just Terms now on the second line of betting at $5. I Never Dreamed drifting out at $5.50. Very open race here in the last. 2 on top for Michael. I Never Dreamed, $5.50. For the last time today, we'll hand you upstairs to Royce Newton, who's done a fantastic job calling all of the races today to call us home here for the last in the RMW Property Group Handicap over the 1400.
So El Sueno comes forward. We've also got Keeper Knocking to join the line, together with Let the Dust Fly and the Military Action, the favourite. So a good little race to see us out. Racing on again next week. Next Sunday, we'll have another 7-event program. As Jet Planes goes forward, we're still awaiting On Just Terms and Keep a Knockin'. A nice big long run down the back straight here to find your position. Here's Mariah to come forward. So Keep a Knockin' and El Sueno look the last two to link along. So Baalbek won the first, Arshalali the second, Carnut Queen the third, Sure Thing in the fourth. Very nice win. Dublin Red in the fifth, Ryewood in the previous. It's a treble for Peter Fernie, and it's 4 for Lucy Fiore. Okay, Keep a Knockin' comes forward. It's just El Sueno and I Never Dreamed behind the barrier bus over there. So a couple just to come forward in this wide open event. Main quaddie numbers so far is 3, 2 and 1. You'll need to be alive going into the last. Alrightio, so it's just I Never Dreamed from the Gary Bowen camp. Keshore Duran in the saddle. Well in the market. So just taking their time with this last one. I'd say they'll be working on a horse in the gates there somewhere. Strapping down the barrier blanket of El Sueno. So it's been a beautiful day in the Goldfields today. Good crowd on course, and of course Boulder Rotary Day at the races. So they continue to lead I Never Dreamed About. Here we go, coming up into line now. So red lights now on at the 1400. Stand by, we're set for the last. Starter wasted no time, and it was a perfect dispatch as well. Now Bang for Buck, one of the first to break the line on Just Terms, pushing forward, and also up there Bonnie Rock. They were being followed by Lotto. Military Action just settling in the first half of the field. To the outside, Let the Dust Fly. They were followed by Jet Planes, and then we had Keep a Knockin', Mariah down on the inside. To the outside, El Sueno well back, and at the tail of the field, it's I Never Dreamed. 1,000 metres to run in the last from Kalgoorlie, and it's On Just Terms who shows the way by a length. Now pulling itself around the outside forward is Keep a Knockin' between those Bonnie Rock. They were followed by Lotto down on the inside, then Let the Dust Fly, Bang for Buck, Handy Enough, and then we've got Jet Planes in the second half of the field with Mariah the fence. A half a length to the outside, Military Action, and I Never Dreamed. So they're on the side with 600 metres to run, and it's El Sueno putting the pressure into the race nice and early. On Just Terms the fence. They were followed next of all back in behind these by Bonnie Rock, then to the outside Keep a Knockin'. A further two, Bang for Buck, Lotto down on the inside, then Jet Planes getting into clear air. Mariah well back together with Let the Dust Fly and Military Action last. As they straighten up for the run home, it's On Just Terms together with Bonnie Rock today. Bonnie Rock hit the lead from On Just Terms. Keep a Knockin' is trying, but it's Bonnie Rock just in front, lifting On Just Terms, then Keep a Knockin' the outside. I Never Dreamed down the outside as well. They're going to go to the line. It's Keep a Knockin'. Keep a Knockin's one. A bit of a blowout in the last. Photo second. Bang for Buck. I Never Dreamed. Bonnie Rock there with On Just Terms as well. They were followed in next of all by, at the head of the others, Mariah, Lotto, Military Action. Didn't really get warm today. Then Jet Planes, followed in by Let the Dust Fly, and El Sueno was one of the last. There you have it. Keep a Knockin' for Team Harding. Helen Harding, of course, prepares. And the Esperance Galloper, who ran a really good race 2 starts ago and then somewhat disappointed last start, has bounced back to his best form today and brings up his second career win. And Keep a Knockin'. Good go, plenty of chances with a furlong to run. They really had to dig in deep there with Keep a Knockin'. Zephen Johnston-Porter getting the best out of this 4-year-old in the final 50. I Never Dreamed has flooded down the outside. Bang for Buck, On Just Terms. They were all there for the minors. And just having a look at this photo, yeah, they've all gone across the line together for the minors, but no doubt about the winner. It's Keep a Knockin' by Awesome Rock from Merrylade, owned by Chris Harding, trained by Helen Harding, and Zephen Johnston-Porter in the saddle. And that'll bring a smile to Helen's face, of course, just recovering after a bit of an operation. So good on you, Helen and Chris and the team. Keep a Knockin' gets the win. Now, for dead heat, 2 and 8 for second. So a dead heat. I Never Dreamed, Gary Bowen and Keshore Duran and the 8, Bonnie Rock, Peter Fernie, Chanel Cooper. It'll be a dead heat. The 2 and the 8, I Never Dream by Seamus Award from Impulsive Dream, owned by G. McMeekin and also Gary Bowen. And the 8, also second, Bonnie Rock for Pete Fernie, Chanel Cooper, Awesome Rock from Bonnie Big Guild, owned by B. Turner, R. Turner and G. Ayton. And 4th in was the 1, Bang for Buck, Peter Fernie, Alex Hearn combining there for 4th. So a half a length and a dead heat for second. 3, 2 and 8. Dead heat second, 4th is the 1, and that's the lucky last. Let's jump down to the yard after the running of race number 7.
Thanks, Royce. I'm joined with a very happy Helen Harding. Helen, obviously recently you've just gone through an operation, and what a fantastic way to end the day here at Kalgoorlie. Big result here for the team, $23, keep a knocking. Well done, Zephen.
Thanks. Yeah, I can't take any credit. Thank all the team at home. Obviously, I've been away for nearly 2 weeks having surgery, and they've done a fantastic job. Thank my son for bringing the truck up here with the horses on. Yeah, just great result.
Very good result indeed. And what were the expectations going in? We had a bit of a joke off camera a minute ago saying Zephen just win, but were you quite confident going into the last here?
Look, if he draws the barrier, he's a better horse, but he drew the outside barrier, so we just said to Zephen, they can't make up ground today, so just go forward. I don't care if you get caught wide. So the horse, to his credit, did a lot of work. Zephen rode him how he was told to ride him, and great result.
Fantastic result. Where do we look to now? Have you had a bit of a look in future, or are we just going through day by day?
What class is he? There's a class 2 14 in a fortnight.
Class 2 today.
Okay, no, we'll have to reassess now.
Well, congratulations here. Best of luck with your recovery as well. I know it'll make the trip home a little bit extra special for the team.
Thank you very much.
There's Helen Harding, and here's Zephen Johnston-Porter booting home a winner in the last.
No, she'll be pleased to know this horse can go in that race because it was only the 2nd win today for Keeper Knocking, so that class 2 and a 14 should be ideal. Zeph, tough win off the track.
Yeah, very tough. We handled it really well.
Drawn the outside, it sounded like your plan was to go forward in the race. When did you start to think that this outsider actually could win?
As soon as we got to the first corner, it showed a little bit, so I was quite happy with it.
Looks like Helen's been putting you on a little bit this Kalgoorlie season. Must be pleased to get a winner for her.
Yeah, no, definitely very happy. I appreciate all the rides she's giving me, and especially the owners too.
Nice way to round out the day. Well done.
Thank you.
There's Zephen Johnston-Porter combining with Helen Harding and Keeper Knocking, taking out the last here today. I Never Dreamed and Bonnie Rock dead heating for second, Michael, as well. It's a great day of racing. I know you've been loving being back home on the home turf here. What are some of your highlights of today's program?
Oh, it's just always great to be back here, Tessa. The weather's really turns it on for us. It can get very cold here at Kalgoorlie during the winter, but it's just held off today, which has been great to see. But no, I love seeing old friends and family friends here throughout the day. But the honours have to go to Lucy Fiore as well. 4 winners today, her first meeting of the season. Peter Fernie, of course, has had a strong hand, and I think Hayden Ballantyne, some of his horses that he's left here, Dreamtime Jean, and also Carn Up Queen can be winning races here moving forward under the care of Peter Fernie. So it's a good day's racing. We've had 5 meetings now this Kalgoorlie season, so we're well and truly into the thick of things, and importantly, this is the first of the Sunday meetings, so I'm pretty sure majority of the rest of the season up until September or October, they are Sunday meetings, so we'll be back a fair bit.
We'll be here plenty, and all the action we'll be bringing to you live here from the Kalgoorlie Boulder Racing Club. Sure Thing also was a fantastic result, hopefully seeing that galloper go on towards Hannon's Handicap potentially later on down the season track. But it's been a great day, as we've mentioned. Hopefully the Eagles can also get a win for us to finish the day, and we'll be extra happy flying back into Perth. But for now, that's all we have time for, so good night.